News. As part of Women's Month, we have been featuring women-owned small businesses, and today, being the last Friday of August, we're wrapping up with a fireside chat with two more women in business. With them, we'll be discussing their businesses, contribution of women-owned businesses to the economy, a guide to building a strong women's network, and other issues. In studio, I'm joined by Lorraine Mooi. She's the chairperson of the South African Women in Plumbing. And via Zoom, I'm joined by Talita Boodhram, who is completing her postgraduate studies in entrepreneurship at the University of Cape Town. Talita will be joining us via Zoom. And they have created a Rent All. Rent All is a community-based rental market for both the listing and rental of sporting and outdoor and other adventure equipment. Ladies, welcome to SME On Point. Thank you very much. First of all, because you are here in front of me, Lorraine, tell me about how the industry has transformed and evolved. Women in plumbing, you have more women going into plumbing, but are they getting jobs? Are they making money? Are they making a difference? Or what other stereotypes are there with regards to women in plumbing?
I think it's just generally women in trades. But for our sector, as plumbers, in the past 3 years, we've grown from 1.2% to 3%, and that's qualified plumbers. And if you equate us to the first world countries like Britain, America, Australia's, they are lagging behind. They're about 1.5%. So there's a lot of transformation that's being done, a lot of work that's being done with associations within the plumbing industry, starting with the Institute of Plumbing South Africa, and then going to our professional body, which is the Plumbing Industry Registration Board. And then where we came in as South African Women in Plumbing is that we wanted to give a face to what women in plumbing really is. Because when everybody assumes a woman is a plumber, we are either just there to hold the papers for the plumber, the guy who's digging, but they don't actually get the fact that we actually get our hands in, we get our hands dirty. When we're qualifying, because when you're qualifying, there's nobody there holding your hand.
Yes.
You're the one who's got to make sure that everything is done to the way that it has to be. And you have to, and the qualification process is quite stringent. I mean, people think that plumbing is just 1, 2, slap together, we're done. And it isn't like that. And where women thrive in the sector is because we have attention to detail. We're on another level. When you put together a woman plumber and you put our male counterparts together, it's chalk and cheese.
Right.
Because we go the extra mile. I mean, it's really seeing it in terms of the apprentices that are going out into market. And what has happened is that there has been a bit of a shift, because the guys were saying, we don't want women, they want women on the sites because they're distracting, they this, they that. But once they have a female apprentice, then it changes the whole dynamic.
It changes the whole game.
The whole dynamic. And the guys are like, if a girl can do it, now we have to do it.
Yeah.
And it's become such a thing where really now there are companies that actively say, could I just have female apprentices only? I don't want males, because the guys are not performing the same way.
So it's going good for women. Talita, let me bring you in here. How are you managing academia and being in business? Is what you are studying studying postgrad in entrepreneurship and managing your business, is it the same thing? You know, are you finding differences? Because we are encouraging a lot of people to go into entrepreneurship studying before maybe you start businesses or while you are doing it. Is there a benefit to it?
Look, the course that I'm doing, it's called a postgraduate diploma in entrepreneurship at the University of Cape Town. And part of this whole postgraduate diploma, there's a theoretical part, and then there's the Genesis project. So the Genesis project is the point where we have built our businesses and created it. So it's very well balanced. We have excellent lecturers, our lecturers, Stu, David, Anthony. They're all just absolutely wonderful. They're very supportive as well. They do push us quite a bit, actually. But it is very well balanced, and we are able, it's a lot of extra work, it's a lot of hard work, but it's not impossible.
Yeah. What was the most surprising thing that you found when you were actually creating the business using the formulas that you are using while studying?
Honestly, I found that there's no simple theory and step-by-step process that you can follow to create a successful business. You have to, every situation and every business is different, and you have to approach it from that perspective. So, and you can only experience it through a hands-on process, which we have, and it's been really exciting and really interesting. Yeah, but it was also very surprising to see the whole process come to life. But it's an amazing experience.
Yeah, I
And
want to come back to you to chat about the challenges as well that that you saw. But Lorraine, coming back to you, we have the issue of unemployment. Although we saw that this week, Stats SA mentioned that we added about 600,000 jobs, among them being in services as well as government jobs. Do you see trades such as plumbing, being pushed enough so that it can dent the high unemployment rate? I mean, sitting at what now, more than 30% of official unemployment. How can we use trades like plumbing to really dent the unemployment rate?
So this is what I tell any person trying to get into the trade space. If you are a person in the trades, you will always have money. If you are unable to put together any kind of funds in the day, then obviously you're not doing it properly. But the trade space is really about creating employment in a way. And the thing is this, what happens is that people don't see the trades as a viable career. They see it as an end when I haven't got into university. And I think really about the advocacy of the importance of tradespeople. And we saw it during lockdown, hard lockdown. Plumbers, electricians, we were all able to go and make a living, but everybody else, unfortunately, had to stay home. And some people lost their jobs. But what's happened is that, and we've seen, because of that, we've seen an uptake actually in terms of that. And one of the things that we do as South African Women in Plumbing is trying to create entrepreneurs in the trade space. We just run a program with AG Makers, where we help to create 7 businesses. And these are electricians and plumbers, and the people banded together, and they're creating sustainable businesses because they know at the end of the day they have to go out and employ. And already the mindset was that I have people that I know that I can employ in this way, in this way, in this way, and that we know where we can actually look at access to markets because people are not servicing this market in the way they should. And that was the thought process that we were trying to cultivate in our participants, was that trades equal employment, but not only for you only, but for also your counterparts. And that's why it is so important in advocacy of that women get involved in the trade space, because when women are out there doing it and actually really they create amazing businesses, and they're always thinking at how do I then extend this to somebody else? And that's how we're able to grow this economy.
This brings me to this question, which is quite exciting for me. I want to find out, and I want you to really think about this, right? There's often this the saying that say that women don't support each other. But how do we build lasting networks and meaningful networks on a practical level as women? What are the strategies that you are employing, Talita, with your fellow students there? And you are quite young at 22. I'm sure you've got some much more fresher ideas compared to perhaps what Lorraine and I have about how to get proper networks that last, that will help women create businesses and create jobs. What kind of ideas do you have about how we can go about this?
Look, I think that in our class, it starts off with helping each other out with like the little things, supporting each other in every endeavor. And I think it also starts with us realizing that it's not a competition between you and another woman. It's you guys are all working together for a common goal. And our common goal this year was to tackle the 4 million unemployed youth in South Africa and build our businesses centered around that theme. So once we all are in agreement of the common goal, I think that we can, even though we all have different businesses and that we all are working in our separate teams, we can all collaborate together to achieve that common goal and achieve what we are set out to do. And I think that's how we create long-lasting relationships, by respecting one another and helping each other out whenever someone is in need.
Lorraine, in a minute.
Okay, so I think it's the conversations that we're having when we get together. Because you be at, let's say, a children's party, you wherever, the men get together, they're discussing business. What do you do? What do I do? How can we help each other? And I think we need to change those conversations when we meet each other. Say, hi, I'm Lorraine, I do this, what do you do? And from there, we are able then to create a network of individuals that we can tap on. I mean, I've got Jody Schultz, who's the lead at SABC. If I need anything, I know I can call Jody and say, Jody, I'm looking for this individual, can you help me? And it's imperative that when you meet somebody, and this is what I say to the ladies all the time, have the conversation, say hello, greet them, understand what they do, because you have no idea.
Network with the purpose.
Yes, very much so. Not about the fact that start the conversation, I love your shoes, fantastic. But you know what do you guys do? How can we help each other? And if we are not also cultivating that in our daughters at a very young age, that we understand that our kids can come together and create little businesses. My one goddaughter, Naily, she's now she's got a sweet shop. She's 8 years old. And she's out there, rallying her friends, trying to create this. How do we create a business together?
Yeah.
And that's important that we cultivate it from a young age and we keep building on it as we get older.
Right. Talita, thank you so much for your time. Talita Boodhram is she's doing her postgraduate studies in entrepreneurship at the University of Cape Town. She and her team have created Rental, which is a community-based marketplace for both listing of rental of sporting, outdoor and other adventure equipment. She was joining us via Zoom. And in studio, I have with me Lorraine Mooi. She is the chairperson of the South African Women in Plumbing. And they had great ideas about how we can collaborate as women, particularly it being Women's Month. And we on SME On Point was wrapping this month, since it's the last Friday, wrapping the month with a fireside chat. Lorraine says, when you meet another woman, find out what she does and how you can collaborate. And that's all I have taken from this particularly. And thank you so much for joining us. Talita, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Eastern Cape Premier Oscar Mabuyane is handing over agricultural equipment to Mnyolo Heights Farm in Oki. The farm is a 100% black female youth-owned vegetable and livestock production. It's also a beneficiary of government's Iskalo Youth Fund. SABC News reporter Nkululeko Nyembezi has more for us.
Thank you very much. Of course, we are coming live from Uki in the Eastern Cape. This is a farming area where implements will be handed over to one of the young women that are interested in agriculture. But now I'm joined by the Premier of the Eastern Cape, Utata Oscar Mabuyane. For sure, this is a good initiative for the province whereby you target young people in agriculture.
Excellent stuff indeed. It's Women's Month. You are here to hand over this equipment, implements to a young woman. It really warms my heart. I think to many other young people in the Eastern Cape, should be something that is worth looking at, and it should really be inspiring. So we're quite happy as government that our program of Iskalo is really growing. Leaps and bounds, is reaching far. We're here at Elundini, local municipality, under Joe Gabi district, here at Ward 1. The area that is really in the far-flung areas of our province. But we're here this morning to hand over this tractor with all full implements of this tractor worth about 900,000. I'm so happy. This is a young entrepreneur. She has been working the land. We've got a huge arable land in the province, especially the eastern part of the province. We're in the area where we should really be producing more. Maize, if you look at the rainfall, if you look at the climate of this area, it's perfect. It gives everything. This is where you've got a lot of land having been redistributed to our people. About 30 farms here are owned by the black people or previously disadvantaged people who've never owned land before. So it's a good progress. I'm quite happy seeing young people coming up, inheriting, taking over also from their parents, doing it. But also going to school. I was quite impressed to hear that she's 30 years old, already going for her PhD program in the agriculture. It tells you are investing in a right person, because she's not just doing it for fun. She's doing it because it's about her career. She likes it, she loves it, so we are quite happy to see that. We would want to see more young people following that. Agriculture is gold in our province. We can do everything about agriculture. We should be a food basket of the entire country as well as the SADC or even the continent, so to speak. With challenges in your Ukraine now and Russia, we should be able to stand up. So we are really calling national government to partner with us, identify these many young people. We can't have young people from Eastern Cape going to other provinces for agriculture, leaving agriculture behind. So we've got to do everything in our power to get it done, and we're doing it now.
Thank you very much, Premier. Of course, agriculture is good in the province. I'm now joined by a young lady who is into agriculture. For sure, you must be very excited about these implements. Can you just maybe take us through what is it that you are doing, and then how do you feel about these implements?
Yes. Okay, sorry. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm really excited. I don't even know how to express myself about this, but I'm really, really excited. To me, what is happening today, it's very overwhelming in a way that I cannot really explain. But I am really, really happy because already I feel the difference. I feel that I am one of the people who are going to contribute in achieving one of the goals, like that we, the country, really is looking forward to achieve, the issue of food insecurity. So this to me is really a huge achievement for me. Yes, I am not yet there. I do not have all the things that I'm looking forward to achieve as yet, but this to me is a huge step, and I am really proud that I am a woman in agriculture, because I have a qualification in agriculture. I'm doing this, like reading and also doing it practically. I'm really happy.
I was going to ask you the significance of going to school and also going for agriculture. How important is that? Because some of they think that you can just go and do agriculture.
Yeah, it is very. To me, it played a big role, going to school and also practicing this. Yes, I grew up, because this farm is my parents' farm, so I grew up here. So at a young age, I wasn't really looking forward to doing this, because I have been like after cattle, after sheep, and I was looking forward to do things that I was thinking, okay, they are more fancier than agriculture. I wanted to do chartered accountant, but as I grew, I saw that I'm more active. This is something I can actually do. So more than being at school, it gave me the aspect of the social aspect of it, getting to know people, different experts in the field, because I'm an agricultural economist, for instance. I am not more well informed, for instance, about what's happening in animal science. So me going there, and I'm more interested very much of doing research. So meeting different people, being informed, and finding more information, it has got me to be well informed and also practice it. So it played a very big role.
Thank you very much, Seswami. Yes, it's a young lady who is interested in agriculture, and for sure she will motivate other young women who are unemployed in the province to come and join this journey, because really food insecurity is the main problem in this country. Back to studio.
And that's how we end SME on Point for this week. Remember to support small businesses in your communities and let those rands and cents keep on circulating. We say goodbye to our S3 viewers, but more news with Nompumelelo Siziba at the top of the hour on the SABC News channel. But before then, weather details coming up with Mpora Simpi. It's goodbye from me.